Circle appeared in 2002 in a field of wheat near a place called Crabwood, in the UK. It displays three prominent features. First, we see a humanoid figure, but one with facial features and a body habitus that would be very atypical for a human being. Many will note that the being's image very closely resembles what we have all heard in various physical descriptions of a grey, alien, extraterrestrial being. In the image, this ET being is not portrayed as being extremely warm and fuzzy. Second, we see that this ET being has a hand with fingers, and in that left hand this grey ET being is holding a disc that resembles a CD or a DVD. Third, we see 3 points in alignment over the being's right shoulder, and these 3 points might represent the constellation of Orion, Orion's belt. Amazingly, this image is real. This crop circle did exist in a UK wheat field in 2002 before it was cut out by a farmer who harvested the wheat. What we do not know for certain is how it was made, who made it, and for exactly what purpose. These are details yet to be discovered, but that we soon need to find out. The Crabwood formation was quite large in size, hundreds of feet long, and precisely executed with no apparent errors. The technique used to create the image, horizontal lines of varying height, has not been repeated in any other crop circle discovered to date. Compelling details concerning this crop circle have been uncovered, and a lecture by Helena's own David Flynn, describing his quite brilliant insights into the details of the Crabwood crop circle. This is arguably one of the most important crop circles ever created, among the many thousands that have appeared worldwide. Focusing on the disc, crop circle researcher Paul Vigay discovered that the disc displays a message encoded in ASCII binary code. Determined that the message, beginning at the center of the disc and spiraling out to the edge of the disc, reads as follows: "Beware the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. Much pain but still time. Damaged word. There is good out there. We oppose deception. Conduit closing, bell sound." Clearly, this message is intended to be a heads-up message, a warning. But who is being warned, and exactly what situation is it that this message is attempting to bring to our attention? I say our attention, because this crop circle is clearly intended as a communication to every world citizen. Is this message one to which we should all give our attention? Crabwood of August 2002 was one of the most important crop pictures ever, because it gave us a message directly in English using 8-bit ASCII code. Yet some people have wondered whether it might have been a human-made fake, because its primary message was somewhat obscure. There were two other important messages hidden within the 1368-digit binary code from its spiral disk. One involved false capitalization, while the other involved extra digits. Both were meant to remind us about the dramatic events of July 1952, when a fleet of unfriendly grey aliens, one of who was pictured at Crabwood, flew over Washington, D.C. and terrified the nation. Crabwood was made to mark the 50th anniversary of that dramatic event, and to repeat their original 1954 warning to us about the Greys. A drawing from 1967 showed a message on a spiral disc, similar to what appeared in crops 35 years later at Crabwood in 2002, and several kinds of Mayan imagery. Strange dream after the ASCII crop picture of August 15, 2002 at Crabwood in southern England. On August 19, 2002, before researcher Martin Keitel in Finland had heard about the amazing ASCII message which appeared in crops at Crabwood in southern England, 4 days earlier on August 15, he received and recorded on his website an instructional dream that the place is a schoolroom. Tapani Koivula, a Finnish UFO researcher, is presenting a huge book. He says this book has been received from space. It is written in an unknown language, but has been partly decoded. It tells about future changes, for example about our new sun. Then a woman begins to speak. She says she has something to say about the Mayans. Next she disappears, and a huge snake image appears instead. The snake speaks to me with a low male voice. It says that I have an important task to perform, but I don't have to do it alone. It swirls around me in the form of a spiral, and I feel a strong loving energy radiate from it. It gives me a small plastic box filled with red plates. Each plate has some kind of text written on it. The snake says they are instructions. I should take out one plate at a time as necessary. Author, 1 plate or 8 binary digits in ASCII stand for 1 written letter in English. Then he goes back into the center of the room, and is replaced by the same woman. She seems unaware of what just happened. Yet she says again that we need to listen to the Mayans. It is very important. The dream continues. I am with a group of people, and feel connected to them. We are discussing how Earth children will be prepared for an upcoming spiritual change in the world, although Earth governments won't support it. After receiving that dream, Martin played a key role in decoding the ASCII crop message, independently from Paul Vigay in England or Linda Howe in the USA. More recent analyses of that Crabwood message have shown that it contains not only a primary ASCII code in English. The drawing from 1967 in Russia seems to predict what appeared in crops in southern England, 35 years later in 2002. 2 months later, on October 13, 2002, Martin posted an even more remarkable finding on his website. He noticed that a Russian drawing from 1967 apparently matched in some detail the message on a spiral disc, which had just appeared in crops at Crabwood in August 2002. That 1967 drawing showed 1. A binary message on a spiral disc, 2. An alien landing on Earth from a saucer in the sky, 3. A group of tall mountains on the right, perhaps Machu Picchu in Peru, 4. Flames emerging from an alien face on the left, 5. A large alien face on the left, consisting of several overlapping images, and 6. A space-time wormhole or conduit through which the disk message has been sent. We can also see in the distant background 2 different Mayan suns, an old one which will set or die in 2012, and a new one which will figuratively rise or be born. Some of those symbolic images from 1967 match what Martin Keitel was told in a lucid dream, for days after the Crabwood crop picture appeared on August 15, 2002, but just before he heard of it. Furthermore, the message on a spiral disc, which was drawn in Russia in 1967, seems to bear a close resemblance to the ASCII-coded spiral disc which appeared in crops at Crabwood in 2002. The primary ASCII message from that spiral disc was given in English, and its complete text has been transcribed just above the 1967 drawing on the left. Certain secondary features of that message have been omitted for clarity, but can be found in detailed analyses elsewhere. The 2002 disc in crops was much larger than the one drawn in 1967. Only its center has been shown here. Yet some of the binary digits from its center seem to line up with those from the 1967 second drawing in an approximate fashion. Another important change in going from a first to second version concerned a self-portrait of the artist, close to some flames that were drawn emerging from an alien face on the left. The first version from Sputnik magazine in 1967 portrayed the artist metaphorically as a seahorse. Yet a second version from 1967 to 1972 portrayed the artist as a tall, thin man with a long, pale face, and wearing a brown coat. He hardly looks human. The big question: when does much pain but still time begin?